Good afternoon. I would like to address, we had a very terrible accident happen here on Moorhead this morning, where three construction workers lost their lives. And just want to send my condolences to their families. Very tragic situation, and definitely there in my prayers. In regards to the football game yesterday, nothing has changed from perspective of Tampa Bay made more plays than us when given the opportunity. As we all know, as I always state, we can't turn the ball over. In the first four games with Sam, we had no turnovers in regards to him, and the turnovers that we did have led to 10 points. Defensively, we cannot give up big plays. It just can't happen, particularly with quarterback like that, defense like they have. We got to make sure that they earn every inch, and we didn't do that yesterday. And with that, I'll take your questions.
Steve, with Josh, was it a situation where he wasn't ready to play more than he did?
That was my opinion. When you get a guy that's been sitting on the couch, he's been running his coffee shop, doing the things that he's been doing. I've felt very pleased with him being in the building, coming back, trying to contribute and help, but not to the extent to where he was going to play a lot yesterday. So I didn't want to put him in that situation.
After watching the tape on that 57-yarder, do you think CJ quit on that play?
No, I don't think he quit on that play. Could he have executed better? Yes. When you look at those deep plays, starting with the first one, we're in quarters. All right, people don't understand quarters. That's the corners over the top, safeties over the top, the other safeties over the top, other corners over the top, and we didn't do a great job of flipping our hips and turning the run to cut the receiver off. We're off. We wasn't even pressed in that situation. The second one, we're in two-man, okay, where the corner is underneath and the safety's over the top. And for whatever reason, the safety cheated to the field, and when CJ looked up to accelerate, the safety wasn't there. So that's another big play. The third one, we had an all-out blitz. They went to max protection look. As I told the team this morning, I would put that one on me. We should have checked out and went to cover two. We didn't, and I take responsibility for that. So we all had our hand in this for us giving up big plays. And, again, offensively, we can't turn the ball over. We've got to protect the football. I thought Sam did some great things yesterday. He made some phenomenal throws. Thought he managed the game well, minus those turnovers. One, ball snap, we can't try to pick it up. We just got to fall on it. That's the key thing for us there. And then late in the game, we just got to make sure, again, Icky got to do a great job of protecting and, making sure that Sam has the time to go through his progression.
Steve, what did you talk to young corners about after a game like yesterday that was a pretty tough one?
Well, number one, you got to hit the reset button. That's the biggest thing you have to do. Some of the great corners that have played this game has gotten beat several times, and that's part of the makeup at that position. But you got to be, resilient. You got to be able to hit the reset button and come back and perform. That's the nature of it, playing man-to-man, playing zone, whatever it may be. So that's the conversation.
When you said yesterday you guys didn't, I guess, play to your identity or whatever, you kind of lost track of that. Were you speaking of on defensively, offensively, both? Or?
Well, I was speaking across the board because one of the things that I preach, one of the things we talk about all the time is DNA, and that number one is physicality and effort. I think we showed that yesterday in how we played. Number two is smart. We didn't play smart at all in so many facets. So we just talked about three plays. We talked about not falling on the ball, false starts, not running the route at the proper depth, not communicating on defense. I can go on and on and on. It's hard to win in the National Football League, and I told the guys this morning we not only competed against Tampa yesterday, we competed against ourselves. We competed against two teams, and you can't win football games like that.
you were pretty adamant after the game about finishing strong, regardless of record. Having been eliminated, will you have discussions with Scott and or Dave about maybe playing a couple young guys, something like that you might not have if you were still in contention?
I think our main concern is winning the football game, whatever that takes. Young guys, old guys, you're one of 11 that's out there performing, go execute. So, will we have that conversation? We had that conversation, to be honest, throughout the whole year about bringing certain guys up and trying to play certain guys. So we just need to go win a football game and finish the right way.
Steve, with where you're at with the interim tag, do you feel like you have done enough to earn this job, this full-time job next year?
That's not my call, and to be quite honest, I'm not focused on that. As I told you guys from day one, I have 13 weeks, and my focus is just trying to win the day. And my focus right now is trying to make sure that we finish the right way. And as I told those guys, men, they're going to find a way to finish, and that's what we have in that locker room. We have men in there. So I'm very positive that we're going to bounce back, and that's where my focus is. Nothing else.
Will yesterday's result have any bearing on JC playing or not playing this week?
JC has been placed on our, yeah. So,
If you guys ever won, do you think he could have played this week?
Dave, I can't speculate. I told you guys we'll have to wait and see. So that's a question that's not even really, we ain't worried about that now at this point.
Given that you're out of playoff contention now, you're playing with Josh this week, would be maybe not to play him much and try to get the young guys more experience, or something else?
Well, as I alluded to earlier, we're going to try to do everything we can to win this football game. Will he be ready to step up a little bit more than the 11 plays that he had? I know I spoke on about 20, no more than 25 plays, and I can see that possibly being the same. So we need to see exactly where he is from, conditioning standpoint. And as one of the biggest things when you bring guys back are hamstrings, when they've been sitting around and all of a sudden now they're going top end speed. So I wanted to make sure that we tried to avoid that. But, I think he's, ready to play based off what he told me. But I got to make sure going through the proper channels and watching him that he can go out there and execute.
Steve, I know you mentioned yesterday with them loading the box, kind of like Pittsburgh did. What did you see? Was it offensive line, running backs that was not able to get the run game?
I think you got to start with your initial question that they loaded the box. So I think one of the things I emphasize and talk to them about all the time, okay, take what the defense is giving you, and then eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to take what we want. So I thought McAdoo did a great job, and Sam did some outstanding throws and trying to loosen those guys up a little bit and throwing the ball. We made some plays down the seam with Gio. He made a great throw to DJ on the sideline. And, we got to do a great job up front creating movement, but also the running backs got to be patient enough to find the open gaps and holes. So, again, everybody had their hand in it.
Steve, on the interception, watching the tape, where should that ball have gone? Were there other options? What would you have liked to see happen other than
As I just explained in the team meeting, they post safety cut the over route. Dean, the backside corner, didn't climb to the middle of the field. So the post was wide open. We got to throw it out there. All right, we got a tight end at 6'4" against a smaller corner. That ball should have been over the top. Either Sully catches it or it gets through the end zone.
Will Sam start this week?
Yeah, Sam's going to start this week.
On the play where Sam, the late strip sack, Brady, it seemed like y'all had a blitzer come unblitzed against Brady earlier, and he just threw it away. Somehow he felt it. Should Sam have felt that, or was that more on Icky? Just it was too quick.
Icky got beat, off the edge. And let me say this, as I told him in the team meeting, he had an outstanding game. He really did. All right, but again, that's one play we can't have. in a critical situation where I felt like we still had time to go down and try to make something happen. Could Sam have seen that? It's coming from this blind side. You would want him to step up and be able to go through his progression, but I can't really tell you whether or not he saw it or not.
The union is discussing possibly filing a grievance on the field conditions for the Detroit game. What was your thoughts about the condition that day, and were you involved in any pregame discussions about remedying or even delaying the game?
Yeah, I defer all those questions to facilities and maintenance. I have no, recollection of what they do in regards to that, so that's not my department.
But what did you think of the condition that day?
From my understanding, it was fine. Well, and of course, I'm not out there playing either.
The play yesterday with the low snap on their punt, what did you see there, and did you think one of your guys might have had an opportunity to tackle him?
You would hope so. We came off the edge going to our launch point. Another play that I showed in the meeting today is that, low snap, if our eyes in the right spot, the only way that punter has a way to escape is definitely not going to run inside. He's going to run to the outside. So I thought we had a chance there with a big play. And, again, they made more plays than us when given the opportunity, So he got the punt off.
That 4th and 1, I think it was 4th and 1. Looking back, would you have still punted in that situation or maybe been more aggressive?
Well, when you look at the opportunity, and let me go ahead a little bit. When we had 4th and 2, we're in plus territory. I went for that. There was 2 opportunities where we were not in plus territory that I did not, and I wouldn't change it because I think one, we're up 7-0, and the other one was 14-0. But when you have number 12 on the other side, when he can, he's already in field goal range, I felt pretty comfortable trying to, pin those guys back inside the 5 and let our defense go to work. All right. Let me back also into those 2 plays. It was 3rd and 1. We ran a zone read. We had the numbers outside with the count. Sam should have threw the ball out to LaVisca. We'd have had the first down. He had the read inside where he pulled it, and we didn't get it. The next one was Chuba on a draw play, and he got to get his feet up, missed, and make one guy miss, and we got the first down. So great effort by him, but we got to find a way to get that extra yard.
Good.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.